The phone was dialed again and again, 10 times now. But still, there was no sign that the person on the other end would pick up. Not even a reply to the messages sent hours ago. The longer she couldn't reach her, the more anxious she became, afraid that what she feared might actually be true. By evening, she couldn't sit still anymore. Even though it wasn't the right time to meet, she rushed to the hotel room anyway. But when she arrived, the lights were off. It seemed like the room's owner hadn't returned yet. Thinking she might still be at the bar, it was Friday night. After all, she quickly headed downstairs, making her way to the back where the bar was located. And there she was. Walked up to Awarin, who was sitting at the bar counter. Awarin was slightly stunned to see Mevika here at this hour. She already knew what was going on from the messages Mevika had sent and the multiple missed calls. She could guess why she had come. Maple, I have something to ask. Maple, do you already know Superior's numbers? You didn't take Superior's secrets and give them to Oriana, did you, Maple? I trust you. Read this and reply. Maple, AI, don't stay silent like this. You're really making me paranoid, Maple. You're reading my messages but not replying. You're not even picking up my calls, Maple. What's going on? That was the message Mevika had been sending over and over since this afternoon. Yes, Awarin had read them all, but she didn't reply. She deliberately ignored the calls, too. What are you doing here so late? Awarin asked in a calm tone. Her face was stern, unlike the usual times when she was happy to see Mevika. I came to see you. I called you so many times. What's wrong? Awarin asked, still looking serious. Did you really do it? Did you take Superior's data? Oh no, I didn't do anything. Your secretary let it slip on her own. You. Mevika felt even more uneasy seeing Awarin's indifferent expression. Did you trick my secretary into talking while she was drunk? Or, she didn't want to think that way, but looking back, she couldn't help it. That time when you tricked into asked about the numbers, whether they were high or low. That's just business, Awarin said casually. You said it yourself, we're competitors. To win, we just have to survive. Mevika looked disappointed. I thought we could separate business from personal matters. Even if we're competing, I thought we'd still support each other. Is the deadline for submitting our bids. This isn't the time for compromises or playing games. We need to take this seriously, unless you want to lose. I don't want to lose, but I thought that no matter who won or lost, we could still be good rivals, maybe even support each other, but what Yao did, it makes me feel disappointed. Did you really do it, AI? Are Yao competing with me using dirty tricks? I already told you it's business. Laughed. You should understand that. Even if it ruins our relationship, what about us? Were you just fooling Methai's whole time? Awarin was momentarily stunned when the topic came up. I didn't. You tricked me. You set a trap and lured me in just for some numbers. You have so many ways to beat me, but you chose this. Or was it because you never took me seriously in the first place, so you never cared? No matter how small the information you got was, if you really think you can beat me this way, then go ahead. Should talk again after the bidding is over. That way we'll both have clearer minds. Clearer minds? What do you even mean by that? Mevika let out a bitter laugh. Right now my mind is the clearest it's ever been, because I finally see who you really are. Reached out to grab Mevika's arm, but Mevika yanked it away and pushed her back. Touch me. I've never been close to selfish people like you. If you think you can beat me, go ahead. I'll be watching to see if you get what you want. Mevika's voice dripped with sarcasm before she turned and stormed off, her face full of anger. Awarin stood frozen, watching Mevika walk away. She didn't follow. She didn't try to explain. She told herself this was the best decision. Now was not the time to be weak. The small meeting room with only 6 chairs was locked shut when Mevika stepped inside. She walked to the front of the room, looking at the 3 employees she trusted the most, people she had called in urgently today. Then, in a serious tone, she began to speak. I'm sorry for disturbing your day off, but this is an emergency. It's no problem at all, Ms. Maple. It looks like something serious, any of the female employees said. It's very serious. We're revising the numbers again. Even though we've already finalized them, we haven't submitted them yet, so I want to make changes. Revising the numbers again? One of the sales staff, whom Mevika had called in because of the trusted exclaimed. Yes, we've run into a trust issue, so I want to adjust the numbers a bit more. We increasing the proposed benefits? Something like that. I heard Oriana is submitting a bid of 27 billion, right, PJ? Mevika turned to ask her secretary, whom she had invited to this urgent meeting. Oh, yes, Journey nodded. She was the one who had told Mevika everything. That night, when she was drunk, she had carelessly blurted out Superior's numbers to Awarin in the car. Awarin had said something to her too, probably thinking she was too drunk to remember. 25 billion is a good number, but I think Superior is going to lose to Oriana. Awarin had laughed. Right now, Gina is drunk. You just told me Superior's numbers, so if I tell you Oriana's number, you won't remember anyway. Superior won't lose that easily, Journey had mumbled. Oh, why not? Superior is only bidding 25 billion, while Oriana is bidding 27 billion. I don't know who has the better qualifications, but now I know exactly how much Oriana should bid to win, without going overboard. So 27 billion sounds just right. That was what Awarin had let slip, thinking Journey wouldn't remember anything after sobering up. But she did. The next morning, on the way to work, Journey pieced everything together. How she got home, what happened, and most importantly, the conversation in Awarin's car. She hadn't forgotten a single word. Thank you very much. I thought smart people were supposed to be more careful, but I guess everyone slips up sometimes. Her voice was laced with mockery. Since someone willingly spilled the numbers to us, it wouldn't be fair to call it cheating, would it? Let's adjust our numbers a little more. She opened the file on the projector screen, displaying the latest revised figures for everyone to see. The sealed auction documents were carefully unloaded from the company's van. Awarin had personally come to oversee the process, accompanied by her secretary and 2 male employees. Following close behind was Athiwit's car, which had been tailing them the whole way. When they arrived at Grader's office, Athiwit stepped out and took charge of handling the documents himself, ensuring everything was in order. It's ready. Take it inside, he ordered the 2 men who had come with him. Go in first, he told to the other employees. Then he turned to his daughter, who was standing by, watching the auction documents being submitted. Are you sure about the numbers you gave me? He asked. I made the best decision. Now it's up to the committee to decide. We're taking a risk by submitting a high bid. I just want to be sure it was the right choice. I trust you, AI. If you say their bid is 25 billion, then our 27 billion should be enough. As long as they didn't adjust their numbers at the last minute, she replied. I only had information up until the day before the bid submission. Even so, if Superior presents better qualifications, the numbers are just one part of the decision. Since our bid isn't significantly higher, it could go either way. You saying that they did better job than us? Athiwit asked. Who knows? Awarin shrugged. Nutakorn's daughter is even more talented and more meticulous than we had estimated from the beginning. If they win, it won't be surprising. I bet on my best for Oriana. It's up to you whether you're satisfied with fate or not. She sounded exhausted. The whole bidding process had drained her, and now that it was over, she felt completely burnt out. After weeks of intensive preparation, she no longer had the energy to discuss it. There was nothing more to change. In just a few days, they would find out who had won. If you really want to win next time, just let me submit 30 billion. That should secure the deal, she said with a short, sarcastic smile that quickly faded. Then, without waiting for a response, she walked ahead of him, her face cold and emotionless. Today was the official bid submission day. All 6 companies that had purchased bid documents had successfully submitted their proposals. Their representatives were all present, making the atmosphere a mix of anticipation, tension, and calculated professionalism. With the media covering the event, everyone was putting on their best image, but there was a clear sense of rivalry. No one exchanged pleasantries with their competitors. It was as if this was a battlefield where alliances didn't exist. Among the crowd, Rashen seemed to be the only one willing to acknowledge his rivals. He waved at the media, greeted Grader's staff warmly, and casually scanned the area for someone. Eventually, he found her. Mevika was standing with her father. That was enough reason for him to hesitate. Every time he glanced her way, he noticed Nutakorn's sharp gazing return, making it clear that an approach wouldn't be welcomed. Even though he was technically a business partner of Superior, the tension was unmistakable. Instead of greeting her, he pretended to focus on something else. That was when he noticed Awarin. She was intently staring in one direction. Following her gaze, he realized she was looking at Mevika, who had just turned her attention toward Awarin as well. The moment Mevika noticed Awarin's stare, she looked away, completely ignoring her. After a brief whisper to her father, she walked off, seemingly heading toward the restroom. This was his chance. If he wanted to talk to Mevika alone, now was the perfect time. He started making his way toward her, but before he could weave through the crowd, he saw Awarin moving in the same direction, following Mevika. Rashen stopped in his tracks, observing from a distance. He watched as both women walked toward the same hallway leading to the restrooms. The bidding venue was spacious, and the restrooms were located quite far away, making that area relatively empty except for a few passers-by. He saw Awarin disappear down the corridor leading to the restrooms, where there was another turn. He couldn't tell which way the two women had gone, but one thing was certain. He couldn't follow them into the women's restroom. And he definitely couldn't let them see him lingering around suspiciously. Rashen took another path, turning toward the service elevator meant for employees. As he walked closer, he suddenly heard voices, two familiar ones. "So you really followed me," Mevika said, her voice edged with knowing amusement. She had deliberately turned this way to avoid prying eyes, just to test if Awarin would come after her. Despite claiming she didn't care anymore, Awarin still followed. "Just wanted to congratulate you. The bidding process is finally over," Awarin replied casually, stuffing both hands into her pockets as if keeping her emotions in check. "Save your congratulations until we know the winner." "You mean I should be congratulating you?" Awarin asked with a small smile. "Or do you think you're the one who's going to win?" Mevika smiled. "Is there something you want to tell me?" "What do you mean?" Awarin stepped closer. "You mean something like, I miss you." Mevika scoffed. 80% of what you joke about is true, so the remaining 20% must be lies. "I don't have time for lies. If you have something real to say it now if you want to explain yourself." "Explain myself?" Awarin chuckled. "Have nothing to explain right now. Let's talk after the bidding results air out. Then I might not give you the chance." Awarin was speechless. She looked at Mevika, holding her gaze longer than necessary before a faint smile crossed her lips. "Have nothing to say," she shook her head. "Right now." "That's so." Mevika's smirk turned cold. "Good, then I won't waste any more time." She gave Awarin a final look, one filled with disappointment, before turning to leave. But as she stepped away, a slender hand reached out and grabbed her wrist. Mevika glanced at the hand for only a second before yanking her arm free, forcefully shaking off the hold. Awarin remained standing there unmoving, as Mevika walked away without looking back. For almost half a minute, Awarin stood there, motionless, before deciding she'd return and finish her tasks for the day. As she turned back toward the main hall, she caught sight of someone she wasn't particularly fond of, standing there, smirking. She simply furrowed her brows and walked past them, uninterested. "So, does Oriana have secret meetings with Superior too?" The casual remark made Awarin stop in her tracks. She turned sharply to find Rashen watching her with an amused smile, making it clear he was speaking to her. She faced him directly. "Like how Great and Grow has secret deals with someone inside Greater," she shot back, lifting an eyebrow. "Is it a secret deals?" Rashen asked as if she was trying to figure out how much Awarin actually knew. "What are you talking about? People who cheat never admit their mistakes easily. That's why they are called cheaters." Awarin smiled. "Cheat in business, manipulate women, and steal other people's secrets. Maybe deception is just a core business skill for some people." "Who exactly are you talking about?" Rashen's expression darkened. Awarin laughed. "Have no idea. Do you feel guilty about something?" Her amusement only fueled his irritation, so she continued. "She doesn't care about you. Maybe it's time to stop bothering her. Smart women know better than to get involved with a man who—" She paused, leaving the sentence unfinished. There were many words she could have chosen, but she decided to leave them unsaid. Instead, she just laughed. "What kind of man?" Rashen was visibly frustrated now. "Watch your mouth." "Oh, what kind of relationship you are in now? You better be careful." "What kind of relationship?" Hearing the sentence, Awarin didn't feel challenged at all. "I don't care what you or anyone else says. I am warning you. You should the one careful about that. If there's anyone people should be wary of, it's someone like you." She smiled again. "Good thing I warned Mevika about exactly what kind of man you are. No matter what you try, she'll never look at you twice." Awarin cast a sidelong glance at the man she had just accused as she spoke her final words. Staying here any longer would only lead to pointless arguments, back-and-forth questions, and wasted time. So without sparing Rashen another look, she turned and walked away. Rashen stood there, jaw clenched, fists tightening at his sides. His frustration burned as he watched Awarin leave. The anger bubbling inside him made him want to do something, anything, but all he could do was hold himself back and let his thoughts churn. "So the reason Mevika is ignoring me is because of you."